Hi, everybody. Welcome to Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with the miserable liberal and Ron Placone.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hello.
Ron's in Florida in January. Go see his concerts. Go to ronplacone.com. So Claire McCaskill it was the senator, or is still but she lost. She was the senator in Missouri. Now, Missouri is what they call a red state, although they voted in Claire McCaskill at the same time they voted in the raising the minimum wage. And let's remember, people say, well, she's a Democrat in a red state, so she's got to be like a Republican. No, either you believe that, liberal, progressive, I would say progressive policies make a difference in people. You're supposed to sell your ideas. You're supposed to say, look, these ideas we get behind as a party that make a difference in people's lives. Let's not forget that the majority of Republicans are for Medicare for all. And everybody wants to get out of these wars. Everybody wants to regulate Wall Street. So that's all BS when you go. And I think people also want criminal justice reform. So Claire McCaskill back in this is in November, right before the election. Here she is given cover to the Trump administration's immigration policies. There it is. It says Claire McCaskill and Joe Donnelly are giving Trump cover on immigration. In an interview with Fox News, McCaskill heaped praise on President Donald Trump and his immigration agenda. Now, can you imagine all the MSNBC wannabes, what a hard time they would give us if we heaped praise on President Donald Trump and his immigration agenda? You imagine what they would do to us, the names they would call us? But they would all tell you to vote for her.
Yep. Well, and look how good it worked out for both people in that case, Claire McCaskill, Joe Donnelly.
Look how good it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
They both lost, got their ass handed to them. For weeks now, the president has been spouting anti-immigrant venom laced with nods to anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and policy ideas cribbed from white nationalists. McCaskill wanted Fox viewers to know she thinks there are some good ideas in there. That's how she's running as a Democrat. I do not want our borders overrun, and I support the president's efforts to make sure they're not, McCaskill said, urging Trump to use every tool he has at his disposal. Now, here's the interesting thing. McCaskill's Fox interview ran the day Trump announced he planned to end birthright citizenship through executive order, and one day after the president declared that more than 5,000 American soldiers were being dispatched to the border to confront people, roughly one-third of whom are children, still hundreds of miles away. So that's Claire McCaskill playing it smart. That's being a grown-up. That's facing reality. I'm a realist. I'm a pragmatic. That's a progressive, pragmatic person I'm in Missouri. I got to do some horrible stuff. So this is her. Waleed Shahid caught this. So here she is on her podcast. Well, I don't know if it's her podcast, but a podcast. And listen to now she's going to, it's the person who couldn't be more to the right supporting Donald Trump. By the way, she's in bed with the bankers, everybody. She's a Republican, and she lost. So here's her giving advice to the other Democrats, the new progressives. You ready? We ready for this? Listen to this.
Republicans, not defeated Democrats in primaries, if you know who I mean. Well, what's her name? Everybody's fascinated with from New York.
Cortez? Yes.
I mean, God love her, but I hope she listens to people who defeated Republicans, because it's the people who defeated Republicans in this election that we need to be emulating, not the people who defeated Democrats in primaries.
She would be emulating the people who lost to Republicans? Because that would be you. That would be you. Ocasio-Cortez actually got elected. Bernie Sanders actually got elected. Ro Khanna, Pramila Jayapal, they're all elected.
That goes back to the kind of pure and pure base that doesn't understand the broader picture.
So if you're the pure, you don't understand so what she's saying is that people like Ocasio-Cortez and us at this show, we don't understand the broader picture. We're not grown up enough to say stuff like, I really support the Trump's immigration policies. That's when you're not grown up. You don't understand what's going on. Isn't that awesome?
I like when you say that people don't see the broader picture when you entertain the idea that we can have the healthcare every other industrialized nation in the world has.
Right.
Talk about not being able to see the broader picture. If
picture.
that's not seeing the broader picture, I don't know what is.
She saw the picture so broadly, the picture also included her not being in the picture. That's a picture where you're not in it anymore. Here we go.
Well, they may understand it, but they are so passionate about their beliefs. They feel that if everybody would just be more pure, more people would come to the cause. And many of them have not.
It's not about pure. It's about if more politicians would actually advocate for the people, that would get people out to vote. But when you don't advocate for the people, they don't come out to vote. When Hillary Clinton's the most excited she was, the most animated she was in the whole 2016 campaign was when she was screaming about Medicare will never happen. That suppresses the vote. So this is, again, they love to paint it as what could be pure? Oh, pure. It's not about pure, pure. First of all, I've never seen people as a group defend corruption on a grand scale like that. It's amazing. Because that's what you're saying when you're saying pure. No, you're saying corruption. So, and again, it's not about being pure. It's about politicians being advocates for the people, which is why Trump won. Because he ran as a populist. He promised people health care. He promised to end the wars. He didn't give us health care, but he promised it. He promised to give us jobs. He promised to repeal NAFTA. He promised to get rid of the TPP. Hillary Clinton wouldn't do any of that. She gave us NAFTA. Here, there's more to this.
Been in a place where the math is unforgiving to that concept. And so I just want to make sure that we don't make a mistake and go so far to the left in nominating a candidate that we lose all those white working class voters that had been a huge part of our party.
So far to the left. So far to the left. What is so far to, what does she mean by so far to the left? Advocating for things that the majority of Americans want. Ending the wars, Medicare for all. 9 out of 10 Democrats want it. The majority of Republicans want it now. That's how popular it is. What are you talking about?
Well, I think she's just pointing out that a lot of the white middle-class working people will be very disappointed if they don't get to go into debt trying to send their kids to college.
I think you're right.
That's
Listen, it gets worse.
Decades ago, while we maintain great enthusiasm by young people, we need somebody who can bridge that divide. So we have an opportunity in 2020, as long as we don't go so far off the left.
We need somebody that can bridge that divide. Like, what if somebody is a random no-name from Vermont and in his 70s and appeals to young people more than any politician? Yeah, something like that. Have you seen that anywhere? Did that happen? I can't think of anything.
Which divide?
I'm out of ideas.
Which divide was she talking about? I don't even know which divide.
I got the impression she was talking about youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being involved.
That's what I got.
Being
okay.
The Democrats appealing to them.
And so she wants someone who can appeal to the young people without actually offering them anything. We need someone who can appeal to them, bridge that divide without actually giving them stuff our corporate donors don't want.
Exactly.
That's what so like a Beto O'Rourke or a Kamala Harris, somebody who actually doesn't offer the people anything, but is approved by our corporate donors.
Mm-hmm.
Side of the earth, that we alienate those people that when they hear the word free college, they hear that phrase, they think, oh, look, they're giving away something to other people besides me again. I had to earn mine. Why aren't they having to earn theirs?
So when someone says that, Claire, about free college tuition at state universities, that's when you explain it to them. And you explain to them the benefits of that. And you explain to them the problem of student debt. And you explain that anybody could still spend a lot of money on school if they want to. You want to go to a private college, go to a private college, which most people do. But if you want to go to a state college, we'll make it tuition free. Because guess what? That's an investment in our economy. That's not a cost. That actually pays off later. It's like putting money in the bank and it accrues interest. That's what putting a person through college does for your country. It accrues interest. That person actually goes on to pay more taxes, make more money, contribute more to society. It's not a cost. It's an investment. So maybe you explain it to them like that. Maybe you talk to people who actually have kids who are going to go to college. I bet they're all for it.
But then if she had that response or anything like that, she would have to really examine what's happening to people economically. You know, like, I can't believe that somebody would go, I don't want somebody to get free education. Like,
No,
really?
they do.
But
But
here's
they
the
do.
point. Here's the point. Does she offer anything? Does
No.
she offer
Well, this
any
is what
kind
I'm-
of solution?
No, this is what I'm saying. She didn't. I'm saying, what do you say back to those people, Claire? Or what? No, what are Claire McCaskill? What do
yeah.
you say back to those people when they say that? She never says what she says back. Here's what she does say.
That thing is real. Sometimes going too far, we turn off people and make
So she would say, making tuition-free college at state universities, that's going too far for her. What the F? Isn't that nuts? That to her, that's too far left. To have state colleges be tuition-free.
Well, she's looking at the broad picture, and nobody else does that. That's
Nobody else.
no other country does that. So that's what she
Listen
sees.
to this fake scenario she has in her head.
victory is impossible. I'll tell you a true story. I'm at a gas station in Kingdom City, which is a stop in the highway. And this is about a month after President Trump was inaugurated. And there was a good old boy over by the gas pumps. And he said, hey, you, which in Missouri is Senator. So I walked over and I said, what can I do for you, sir? And he started shaking his finger in my face. He said, I voted for you before and I may vote for you again. But I want you to know why I didn't vote for her, Hillary Clinton. I knew she cared about women. I knew she cared about Muslims. I knew she cared about Mexicans. I knew she cared about homosexuals. I really knew she, really cared a lot about black people. But I was pretty sure she didn't give a shit about me.
And what did you say back to that guy? I guess we'll never know. That's the only part of that podcast that I have.
That story sucked.
I loved how she
I was
prefaced
getting
it.
my gas like a normal person because I'm just a normal folk, and then I met this apparently really racist, sexist, chauvinist dude, and he said stuff in my face.
Yeah.
And she prefaces
Okay.
it like, here's a true story, as if all the other things she was saying
Right.
hadn't been true.
Here's a true story. Really? So let me get this straight. So you are a senator. You have a driver. You're in a black SUV with tinted windows. You're at a gas station. Some guy starts yelling at you, and you walked over to him. He starts wagging his finger in your face, and you hang out with him? F off. That didn't happen. And then he says a bunch of racist crap to you, and or at least it seems to be. So maybe you don't straight. Well, what did you think that's how Hillary Clinton felt, that she didn't care about him? Is that what you're saying? Maybe Hillary. I don't understand what's the point of that story. That because that the Democratic Party has done token things that help minorities. By the way, they also passed the crime bill, which imprisoned most of them. Right, we're the world's biggest penal colony. So because the Democratic Party does token things to help minorities, when is Whitey going to get on top? That's what that guy was saying. When is it our turn? Well, you know what? Here's the funny thing. All those other people actually would say the same thing to Hillary Clinton. What are you going to do for me? And she would say, nothing. It'll never come to pass. And I'm going to keep the status quo. I'm going to fight for the health care you already have. She had offered people nothing.
It's amazing mental gymnastics throughout that
It is.
podcast, though. So
Yes.
you think that free college is too far left? Yes. Why do you feel that way? Let me tell you about this random racist at a gas station. I pump gas, by the way. I'm a normal person. End of podcast.
Yes. So the woman who, by the way, lost running to the right is now telling people who won running to the left to stop it. Do you see what we're up against? And that's considered the mature adult position. That's what a lot of people, Hillary voters, will tell you. Oh, yeah, of course, you see the big picture. They're too idiot. They're too bad blinders on. They're purists. You lost. You fucking lost. Fighting for nothing. Fighting for nothing, Claire. You lost. Our next live Jimmy Dore show is February 1st in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a list of all our live shows, and please become a premium member if you can. Become a patron. It's the way we support this show because they're coming at us, and we give you bonus. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Check it out. Become a patron. And if you can, make sure you're still subscribed. They unsubscribe people every day. I know it sounds crazy. It only takes a second. Please make sure and click that bell when you subscribe so they'll send you a notice when we drop a video. Thanks for your support.